Hey there, good morning. Today, my hat's on backwards. I knew something felt really weird. It's a beautiful morning. A little bit of light clouds, but not much. It's going to get hot, and I'm getting out of here later than I should, but oh well. I'm going to go on the ultimate best walk. Let's turn on my GPS for this one. The reason it's the ultimate best walk is because it's shorter. It loops through town, down by the railroad tracks, which is always fun. Comes back up on a trail I went on the other day, and I think I videoed that too. And it's almost all private trails or the railroad tracks. Fairly private. The last part of it is all private. And you could always loop back into town too if you wanted to, but today I'm just going to do a nice circle. And I like that it's shorter because I might not want to commit to a longer walk sometimes. Especially this time of the year, the sun gets oppressively hot. Like it's already pretty high in the sky. It's been up for well over an hour. And so that's not good. I should have left earlier, but I was busy and I have an appointment later to talk to a guy, but I want to get a walk in. You know, it's healthy, and I walked so much last month that I was exhausted. My legs were tired. But this year, this month, I'm going to try and moderate that and do shorter walks. Also, I think for visitors, that this will be a very convenient walk. Also, if I didn't want people to go to town, I could go down on the trail to the railroad tracks instead of going into town and then come back and then go up this way. So that would be a really nice loop walk to offer people who I don't want to have tromping through town. And that does happen. If I have a lot of people here, okay, GPS is on. We'll mark a point. This point is point 3. What was I doing that I did only 2 points on a walk? Oh, I know which walk it was, I think. Yeah, it's very obvious because I figured that walk out now too. And that walk is almost a good walk, except that there's two spots where you have to cross a barbed wire fence. And I think I have a solution for that. I'm pretty dang sure if I take a different route. Anyway, so today my mind is moderately on fire, not in a painful way, but I got shit I'm doing, and that's good. I'm finally, I think, figuring out some things that have been bothering me for a very long time, and that is because I have serious problems. I'm a mess. Like, I essentially have lost faith in humanity. I'm misanthropic, and I'm afraid I'm going to blame everybody else for that. Not everybody, but I'm going to blame other people for it. I, of course, take personal responsibility for my actions and my part in it, but I think it's that I am naive, and I don't know how I can be naive at this age. Maybe I was just raised wrong or raised right, because I wish more people were like me. I wish that more people wanted a loving, good world as a default, and that they saw their own part in how they have to create that, and not just blaming other people for everything. That's why it's funny that I'm saying, essentially, society's fucked up. From top to bottom, pretty much everybody. And that's a horrible indictment of humanity, really, but not really surprising. We're just apes. We're fancy apes. Super fancy. And I'm not denigrating people in general. There's obviously a lot of people who work their whole lives to help others. But their good work is overwhelmed by the many evil people that actually control most shit. Because we don't have ways to protect ourselves very well from those people. and they run everything. So if you're ever good, if you're doing good things to protect the planet, that don't make a profit, that if you're kind and helpful, you will attract people who will take advantage of you. If you try and break out of any system of control, if you try and be independent of that, you could be punished and even killed, because that's really not allowed. So it depends on your society. There's many obfuscations. Is that a word? Obfuscation? I never say that word. There's many ways that is hidden from you. There's many people whose motives are stated falsely. And that's a terrible thing to realize. That it's so pervasive that our entire species is in danger of going extinct because we can't manage to control the evil among us, or even the evil within ourselves. I guess we could find that depressing. I certainly don't like that thought, but perhaps recognizing it, this thing that is the horrible thing we're never supposed to say, essentially that we're bad, and it isn't just a few bad people, it's pretty much everybody, including me, I guess, although I've broken so far away from everything that it's hard to, I'm pretty much irrelevant. And I don't mind things like people disturbing people by believing something different, or, I have so many complex thoughts about that. But I'm bad in some ways. I have been bad. Currently, I'm so irrelevant that I don't think I can find myself much at fault for anything. But if I'm going to do the things I want to do and invite people once again into my life, hopefully in a very much net positive way for win-win situations, personal development of everyone, community development of culture, to really design a culture that we want to live in, very intentionally, and experiment with that at levels that I don't know anyone ever has. That is my intention. That may sound confusing, but I know what I mean by it, and I've had a lot of experience hosting people in a lot of different ways, and interacting with people in very wild ways outside the norm, which I think is a good thing. So some of the conclusions I've come to in this dismal picture of the universe that I'm presenting is that anything further that I do has to be private. If I invite people here, that event is private, and that we respect the privacy of all the individuals involved. Now that already sounds a bit suspicious, because privacy often is something you want if you're doing something bad. But being good is bad by society's standards, by the control mechanisms that are pervasive around us. And so any sense of freedom, any sense of free thought is a danger to society. That seems to be the case. Essentially, we live as slaves. And to be free, we must hide any freedom that we have. So privacy is absolutely critical. Another issue is exclusivity. In order to have privacy, you have to have exclusivity. And that means that everything I do will be invite only. And there'll be a massive filter on who gets to be involved, because They'll be needing to agree to some social agreements. They'll need to have a reputation. We'll have to have systems in place to enforce certain cultural norms to protect individuals and the group. You know, things like consent issues, which we all say that we care about, but in practice we continue to see consent violations and gray areas which need to be clarified. We don't want gray areas. Not ethically. So that might help me to not live the next 20 years of my life, if I live that long, to be alone. It might allow me to trust people enough to have them near me and think this person is not just going to damage me. It might be a way to avoid most people altogether. And that's going to require false faces, subterfuge. Well, not really subterfuge. I would rather not try to fool anyone. I would rather just not be involved with most of them. Who's barking? Hey, Barker, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Hola? ¿Quién está? What's this fucker? Ah, hola. Hey. No. Va a estar bien. Oh, ¿cómo está?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Excelente.
Me vine por aquí más derecho.
Sí.
Más derecho que por
Está
allá,
bien.
por la laja.
Yeah.
Hey. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien. Sí, estoy haciendo videos de mi vida
Qué bueno.
y quiero compartir mi vida y pensar cómo debo vivir.
Ajá.
Es algo de filosofía, algo importante.
Sí.
¿Cómo se llama tu caballo?
Hace poquito que lo compré,
¿Ah, sí?
nomás que ya lo voy a vender, no lo ocupo, por eso ya voy a entregarlo, por eso vine por él.
¿Vas a venderlo?
Ya, porque no lo ocupo.
Ah, sí. Hey, you.
Silencio.
Fuck off.
Silencio.
Fuck off. Get away.
Sí. Sí, para que...
¿Es hembra o macho?
Macho,
Un macho.
nomás está muy panzón.
Sí. ¿Es manso?
Sí, mansito.
Hi,
Sí,
honey.
mansito.
¿Cuánto cuesta un caballo?
Yo lo compré en 8,000.
¿8,000?
Y en eso mismo lo voy a vender.
Ah, sí.
Sí. Sí, no lo ocupo, ¿para qué lo quiero? Pues nomás está comiendo.
Sí, claro.
Sí.
¿Y ellos necesitan pajas o pueden comer lo que hay en un bosque?
Sí, lo que hay en el bosque también.
Sí, ok.
Sí.
Porque en vez en cuando pienso que debo comprar un caballo.
Te vendo,
O más que uno, porque si es solo, va a sentir muy solo, ¿no?
pero este anda bien.
Sí,
Como acá en la huerta lo traíamos, ahí andaba bien.
sí.
Te lo vendo, Brian, si quieres.
Well, es posible. Necesito pensar porque...
Ya mejor te lo entrego a ti si tú me lo compras.
¿Qué?
Ya te lo entrego a ti si tú me lo compras, ya no lo llevo. Se va a ir a Cinciro.
Oh, I see. Oh, shit.
Es mansito.
Pero no tengo dinero en este momentito. Entonces, mejor no. Debes continuar con tu plan
Ajá.
porque no siento preparado y no quiero un caballo triste. Necesito un lugar con agua.
Ah, sí.
Tengo un lugar con sombra.
Ajá.
También todavía yo pienso que es mejor tener como más que un animal similar. Como un caballo debe tener burros también.
Sí.
O otros caballos.
Ándale.
Algo. Para no ser aburrido.
Sí. Montar cada en cuando, montarle.
Exacto.
Sí.
Ya.
Este es muy mansito.
Yeah. No, ve bien.
Sí.
Pero no soy preparado. Qué triste. Tal vez un día.
Algún día. Sí, como aquí todo esto comen, mira, ellos aquí tienen mucho donde comer, nadie sabe que
Well, sí. Well, yo necesito un animal para comer.
Sí, que limpien.
Yeah, para quitar, no sé, ¿ellos comen este o no?
No, si no.
Okay.
No más el de abajo.
Okay.
Hey.
That was a guy I know. He's real cool. He has some land near me, and has always been a real nice fellow. He selling a horse, and he wants $800 for it. No, 8,000 pesos, which is it's like 17 to 1 to the dollar right now. I always think 10 to 1. So 8,000 pesos would be $800, except that it's not that, and so therefore it's more. Wait, it's less. Oh, fuck. I don't know. I should start drinking coffee again. I've never been good at math on the fly anyway. I'm a damn genius, but I just don't. I think it's because I don't like it. I decided pretty early on I did not enjoy math very much. So, anyway, 1.6. We'll go with that. So, anyway, maybe it's like $1,000. I don't know. You can laugh at me if you want. I don't mind. I laugh at me too. Anyway, that's a great idea. I mean, that's the ultimate best green transport. When people talk about electric cars and all these other things, and it's like, nope, horses and feet are the way to go, and burros. That is the solution we have to develop. And so I do actually want to have horses here, and I want to use them for transport. Although I think walking is still best, still wins. I also want to have carts, cart culture. So we're pushing things in carts, and better than wheelbarrows. Wheelbarrows are not ideal. Let's see, I went that way last time. I mean, I've done both now. Well, we're going to just walk the right way, the way I want to do it. So, anyway, back to the social issues of solving things is that after hosting over 3,000 people who I didn't know, I found that under the conditions I was hosting them in, most people were just fine. And that's great. But the problem is not all of them were. And the small percentage that are actually sociopaths or cause trouble cause a lot of it. Like things that could be, could get the place shut down. That could cause physical injury. That can cause reputation damage. And if you've been in relationships or any kind of community at all, you've seen some horrible things. And if you have stuff online that you open yourself up to the public, then you quickly learn that not everyone is just wonderful and good. In fact, the more successful that you are, the more assholes you will attract. And so I think it's absolutely critical, especially in the days now of social media, where a lot of people put themselves out there, and I put myself way out there in the extreme. So I'm both an extreme hermit right now, and I'm very online. So I'm contacted constantly by people who do not wish me goodwill unless I'm giving them a lot. They're looking for people to take from. It's that fucking simple. And I know that things I'm saying here are very negative. Bummer. It's also real. It's true. And if you haven't experienced it, that's great. But I have to think at a level, if I'm going to invite hundreds of people here and have an invite list of thousands, I have to think, how can I do that without having it all fall apart? Anytime anyone brings up intentional community, they get the same little reactions from people, mentioning Kool-Aid or cults, wondering how they can basically be in charge, but no one's in charge of them. They don't want to be controlled, and they don't want to pay anything. Not all of them, a bunch of them. And even people online who want my advice, they contact me and they just want hours and hours of my time to serve them, which, I'm very service-oriented, really. And I like to produce content that helps people. I've written answers online to important questions. I want to do better at that. I want to design more systems, that engineers can check, that architects can check, and figure out how should we be living. I mean, that's really the big question. And some of the physical things of that, like architecture and energy systems, those are actually easier to talk about because they're not as emotional for people. But when we talk about things like communication, how we relate to each other, it's more difficult. And there isn't one perfect solution set out there, but I think we can create a framework for solutions and then have people who agree on certain solution sets work together. And then 80% of their problems will go away. Things like nonviolent communication seem like a good tool. It's a dumb name, yeah, I know. But it's a good book. There's other things like that. And I actually have thoughts about that because I'm very careful about how I talk with people. And I make sure I don't phrase things as orders. That's one of my pet peeves. And it should be for everyone, where people are constantly telling other people, do this, do that. And it's subtle. It's really subtle. I mean, I'm so damaged, I don't even like people to tell me to have a good day. Although my friend just did. I didn't care, because I don't care. So I'm not uptight about it. But there's so many things people do like that. They seem minor, but it's so arrogant, and it just slips into all their conversation, where it's this constant battle with them, where if you don't do what they say, what they want, they will denigrate you. They'll say you don't understand. They'll say that everyone else agrees with them and are against you because you're wrong, even though everyone actually thinks a diverse bunch of stuff. But everybody claims authority. And of course the worst ones are the ones who claim spiritual authority. They're just terrible. So, I'm even in an atheist group. I'm in a number of them actually. And those folks can be real pricks too, I try and say how religion could be positive, and that really disturbs them. It really bothers them because they're damaged from religion, and I understand that. But just because most religions are evil and act evil does not mean that a religious person is necessarily bad. And so there is an atheist bigotry that's out there about that. And I totally understand it. I really do. I mean, I'm damaged from religion myself. I grew up deeply engaged with religion and have investigated many spiritual paths. And my short conclusion is they're delusional. And people who are spiritual are either crazy or they're trying to control you, delude you for their own benefit. That's almost always the case. I'm arriving into town now. Almost. It's over there. And this is going to be an amazingly cool short walk. I have to remember to mark the point when I get back so that I can figure out how long did this walk take. Because I also forgot to look at what time it was. Oh well. What time is it now? 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I got a little bit late to avoid the sun, but that's okay. And I guess I could mark this point right here where I actually enter town. Well, I remember where I walked the other day. Yeah, I can't. We're going to have so many walks that they blur together. And I got these long rambling videos about it. Okay, here we go. This is really potentially the perfect walk. Okay, this is point 4. So, one of the objections people have anytime you try and put any limits on anything is that they should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. But trust me, you don't want everybody doing whatever the fuck they want, because some of them want to do bad things. And some of the most vociferous about that are the worst people. You're cutting into their survival strategy if you don't let them abuse other people. So, I'll give you an example. Hey, get out of there. No, knock it off. Dogs are messing with cows. Luckily, these dogs are wussy and nice, and they don't really want to hurt the cows. Long time ago, I had a pack that actually killed 3 cows. They were all born around the same time. There was 8 dogs, the Shadow Army, and they were not good. Oh, that's so cute. There's a baby cow. But these cows are not going to put up with that shit. Come on, guys, let's go. So we have to look at ways a group can protect itself against people who wish it bad. This is even true in the corporate sense, where interviews of people, like, you don't really get to know the person. You could be hiring someone who sucks, whose real goal is to just do as little as possible. Their goal isn't loyalty to the corporation. Hey, Cote, knock it off. There's a smashed pot right here. No, it's somebody's garbage. That's multiple smashed pots. What a dumb place to put garbage. So let's start with some bad assumptions. Bad in the sense that they're horrible, but the assumption should be people are bad until proven otherwise. And the only way to prove otherwise is to have them agree to a set of social agreements. What I'd like to do is catalog a large number of social agreements, have people say which ones that they would like to make, and then those people can operate with each other. And they can operate more seamlessly. They can operate for greater benefit for each other. And make a good world. I want to turn the camera off while I'm in town. This is called a troje, by the way. It's a kind of a log cabin around here. You can actually buy those and move them. You can number each piece of wood. I want to actually build some. Buy one and then build 2. One of them with hand tools and one of them with powered tools. And measure the cost of doing each, including noise. Video the whole process, take photos, document the hell out of it. Count of how much wood it costs. And see if that's actually a viable structure to build, because it is, natural. And if you have a really good roof on it, really good roof with big eaves, it can last a long time. And you could make connected ones. You could make I don't know, it's just one other style of architecture. It's not my favorite one. I have totally different visions, but I do like that it's natural materials. And I'm so interested to see what the labor cost and other costs of building it with machines or by hand would be. And you'd have to include in that the wear and tear on the machines, the noise created, the everything. And I'm sure it'd be faster with the machines, of course. But I don't know. It'd be a good experiment. I'll see you later. All right, it's now 8:27, and I'm at the railroad tracks here. There's something cool about walking along railroad tracks. There are horses over here. Hi, horses. How you doing? My dogs are learning not to bother horses, which is good. Don't bother horses. It's rude. So part of this walk is along the railroad tracks. Not very much of it. Most of it's not on the railroad tracks. In this particular railway, there's almost no trains, which has made me wonder if this would be a good option for creating a passenger train to connect, because I've looked at the map, it connects way up there and essentially get up to at least highway, the big highway up there between a couple of big cities, but it actually goes further up. And so I would like to investigate all the towns along that and write up a proposal for how that could be a passenger train that stopped at various spots and maybe even make some new pull-out spots along it. Hola, ¿cómo está? Muchos perros como siempre. Tengo demasiado.
Que te cuiden.
Yeah.
¿Allá?
Sí, voy por allá. Necesito caminar diario.
¿Te vas por allá?
Sí, exacto.
Vamos aquí a Soronga.
No, hoy no.
No.
Nah, hoy una caminata más chiquito. No, be nice.
Órale.
¿Son tuyos esos perros?
No.
Ah.
No, yo no tengo perros yo.
Ah, ok. Nos vemos. Yeah, this is going to be a very pleasant walk. I like it a lot. I'm also using an app for recording this particular walk today. Unfortunately, the app I'm using doesn't say on it the app name, which I would consider a bug. It's the app should always say the app name. I mean, there's enough space on the screen to have that. Or maybe it's in settings, help. Even the help doesn't use the name of, oh, it's Gaia GPS. Gaia GPS. Good little app. And today it's recording my trail. That's awesome. I'll do a screen capture of my route and how much elevation change there was. And I'll know how many steps it is. Because I have a different app. I think it's Google, something. I should know that. Google Fit is recording my number of steps and everything. So both those are good, handy things to have. Also, I should be able to track how many steps a particular distance is. And I mean, steps is a weird measure because it's different for everybody. But it doesn't matter. I just need to know how long it takes. And I think this is going to become my new favorite walk. Almost all that's in private places. So that's very cool. I think it's time to open up a beer here. Nice cold beer while I'm walking in the morning. I'll see you in a bit. So today's ebook that I'm listening to is Deep Work, and it is fantastic. This is actually useful. The guy's talking about setting a filter on how people contact you. And I think that's what I need to do is have a form people fill out if they want to talk to me, or a set of forms. And I could put those on my website. I could put them on various social media that I'm on so that I can cut out the people who just want to say, hi, I want to be your friend, or set up an expectation that somebody wants to consult with me that they've already looked up the free information I have out there. I have a FAQ, frequently asked questions thing, and require that people look up and see if I've already answered that question. Because I don't have time to respond to all the people who contact me. I'm too exposed, I'm too public, and it's just destroying me. I can't deal with it. And a lot of those people I don't want to talk to. And I should say on the form, this does not guarantee you a response. I get too much emails. So people just have to deal with that. If they find that offensive, then they're already identifying themselves as someone who wants to use me in a way I don't want to be used. The idea behind a set of social contracts isn't to divide people. Well, it would, I guess. It would keep everyone to be being very effective, you know, and not using each other. So it's a tricky thing. I mean, we always think, oh, you should not be exclusive. You should be open to all. And, you know, all these kind of thoughts that sound really great, but correlate with people destroying other people's lives, ultimately. And now when I think of people, I have a very negative feeling about them before they even talk to me. Because 90% of my communications I receive don't lead me on any productive path that benefits me and barely really benefits them. You know, like any question they ask me personally, it can be answered with a web search. I don't want them to ask. So, sounds grumpy, doesn't it? It is. But I think that should be part of the culture since you're a kid. You should be trained to protect your time and protect your information and not put everything out there. You know, people don't need to know where I live. People don't need to know my opinion on everything. And I'm not interested in debating people or having people tell me that, you know, I got to do what they're going to tell me to do. I'm not into it. It's a bad way to live. All right, so I think I went too far. I was following this road here, this dirt road. There was a trail back there that I think goes to where I actually want to get to. So I'm going to go back, which means that this recording of this trip is not valid anymore. It sucks. So I'm going to go back to that trail. I'll do this walk again another day. Because I can see one of my buildings way up there. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's interesting to see what it looks like from here. It's kind of cool, really. Because I've looked this direction before many times from a view up there. But I'm going to go back. That ruins my record. Oh well. Alright, well I'm back now. And it's 9:45. I think I left just a little bit before 8. So that's still something like a 2-hour walk. So it wasn't radically shorter than the other one that's a bigger loop, but it was almost all private. In fact, there was no part of it that had cars except for a brief stint in town. I'm going to mark this as point 10, and that was today's walk. I'm on to a new book now for ebooks. I finished the other one. It's the Checklist Manifesto. This guy's talking about surgical stuff and all that, but that's probably applicable stuff to other situations as well. A dog followed us back, and now the other dogs are attacking it. No! Fuck. And it's very hard for me to like run still. No! They're gonna fucking kill that dog. This is how bad people are. This dog came too close. I'll walk over there. Fuck it. Oh, this is terrible. This is why I need more people here.
The checklist.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
On October...
This is why I need more people here fencing and in control over the space. No! Knock it off! Just like people, dogs can suddenly turn on someone. This is all the more reason for social contracts. All this dog did was get too close to hear. Hey! Knock it off! Back off! Fuckers. And they were friendly with this dog on the whole walk. They walked all the way back here with him. Kind of like coyotes, you know. Might let a pet dog join them. A dumb pet dog. Hey! Knock it off! Damn it. And they will kill that dog. That's what people are like too. They'll be friendly for a while. Hey! Back off! Back off! I've had dogs disappear because of this kind of shit. Back off! Get away! No! God damn it. They're killing the shit out of it. Back off! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! It's got blood in its mouth now. Get away! Back away! See this dog? Get away! Fuck you, Mayhem. Fuck you. Back off. Mayhem's got like blood on her face. Here's this poor dog right here. Alright, I'm going to relax here for a sec. Get away! Sunrisa's got blood on her face. Coco's over there, Sunrisa's over there. It's a pack mentality. And okay, it's walking away. No! Ma'am! No! Fuck. The fight's gonna move up there and I can't get up there that easy. No! No! God, fuck. How do I even get up there? I really hate this kind of shit. I'll get a big stick here and injure the fuck out of my dogs if I have to. No! They're like trying to get away! Back off, you motherfuckers! It's fucking bizarre. The Octo Mayhem, knock it off. Do not do that. A dog better fucking run far and fast. And not trust my dogs again. See, this is the kind of social problems we see with humans as well. It's the kind of shit I'm trying to solve. You know? It's like cancel culture bullshit. You know? No diversity of thought is allowed. You must follow the crowd. You must use exactly the terminology that they demand. It's like fucking Maoism. Anybody who wants their political correctness bullshit should be reading about the Maoism and 100 Flowers period, I think it was called, the Cultural Revolution. And that's what they're promoting. That's what they want. It is dangerous and disgusting. And these are people who think they're liberal-minded, or they might be conservatives. Whatever, right, left, they're both evil as shit. If you're either one of them, fuck you. I'm just going to stand here for a while because I've got these dogs under control here. And the problem is if any dog finds that little dog, they're going to attack it again. And I don't have the physical fucking ability to stop it. And none of my dogs care at all, just like people don't care at all. They do not care. They're evil, vicious monsters. That is what people are. So we have to come up with a cultural framework that causes us within a group of people with standards and values and ethics to support each other. And we don't need to attack other people. We don't need to create a group that then goes and attacks other groups. We want to remove ourselves from them, support each other, and build a new world. And that's something that has never really been tried. I mean, I suppose religions have done that in some ways, but it's usually religions creating their in-group to fight the out-group. So they're just as bad. Or worse, they're evil. And they grow to a successful level, and then they get better at attacking. And then they are able to enslave everyone in some way or another. I mean, we're surrounded by systems of slavery that we don't even like, but we participate in them because we want to survive. It's totally dangerous, totally bad, and we all lose. The worst part of it is we destroy the planet in the process, and then we all die. So the goal is to create a culture that can actually be in tune with the earth, where we can actually take care of the very systems that sustain us and repair them. Unfortunately, there's no hope, really, that we can solve that. Ma'am, stay there. My nice dogs have blood all over their faces. And my nice friends have blood all over their hands. I think about that when I think about getting a job. Is there anybody I can work for that's not evil? Very difficult to arrange. All right, I was at home. I was about to have a nice time. And my fucking dogs ruined it. Look, there's like blood on the leaves here. Bright red blood. Oh, man. Well, I guess I'll try this again. Hopefully that dog ran far and fast, because it's going to go home tonight, and it has a home. I think I know where it lives, actually. And it's going to go home all bloody and injured, and somebody's going to wonder why. And what's interesting is my dogs were totally friendly, walking very far with this little dog accompanying us, and then only fucking freaked out when that dog got too close to their food over here. And they'd accepted another dog who was also part of the attack, named Solo Vino. That's the name of the dog. And I want to kill that dog, I think. I've made the mistake of being friendly to it and feeding it. So it's become kind of part of the pack, but I can't touch it and I can't sterilize it. It's a male dog. It needs to be sterilized. That supposedly reduces aggression issues. Although I think once a dog is matured enough, I don't know if it really does, because the dog has already been trained to act as it does. And, I can't help the health of the dog. I can't do anything for the dog. So the dog is just freeloading here and untrained. And that's what I want to avoid as people as well. Untrained freeloaders taking over systems. And that is what they will do. That is why things have to be exclusive. That is why we have to be completely private and secret about even our existence. I can't publish this video publicly. These thoughts are not considered polite. You got to be a good slave that opens up your life to everyone. You should have no privacy, no personal control over your own life. That is what society thinks. It's not what I think. I think that we should build people up, but be very careful and only build up people who agree to certain social values that are pro-social, that are good. And that means giving freedom to others as well, not trying to own other people. Freedom is much more tricky than you might imagine. In fact, I don't think most people have ever known it. I don't think there's any country that's free. I don't think there's any people that are free. Except maybe those people on that island somewhere near India. And we should leave those people alone. And then we should use them as an example of how we should live. Make smaller groups, decentralized, and keep other people the fuck away from us. Oh, man. Sorry for the negative ending, but that's how shit goes sometimes.